Ghana headline on the front page of the Ghanaian Times is that President Mahama calls for African unity to spark renaissance. That story is on page 12 of the paper. On page 14, medical examination before visa mandatory for Hajj 2026 pilgrims. Also, Ghana attract $152.1 million FDI in 2025. By FDI, I mean foreign direct investment. $152.1 million. On page 9 of the paper, it says that 58% of Ghanaians optimistic about country's direction. That's according to an IEA survey, and that story is on page 9. On page 12, 5 NPP presidential aspirants signed pact to accept results. 5 of them: Brian Champon, Engineer Kwabena Japan, Dr. Baumia, Kennedy Japan, and Dr. Yawase Aduchum. All 5 of them have signed the peace pact to accept the result of the 31st January polls. Get into the details today and this morning. The back page, SIF hands over UG Biotechnology Center to contractors. The Daily Guide this morning is also reporting and talking about the NPP flagbearer race. Candidates sign peace agreement. Financial Times newspaper on the front page, food glut crisis worsens as imports and policy delays threaten food security. Food glut crisis worsens as imports and policy delays threaten food security. Also, Otin JC urges government to seize once in a century opportunity to industrialize economy. Public optimism returns as economy stabilizes. GIADEC rejects reports of Valco sale, confirms equity partner talks. And finally, the Business and Financial Times front page says that rural banks face tougher outlook as fallen rates squeeze income. The Daily Guide on page 3 says that NPP flagbearer raised candidates signed peace pact. I read to you some excerpt of the story, and it says that the 5 flagbearer aspirants of the NPP have communicated and committed to a peaceful conduct before, during, and after the presidential primaries on January 31. The aspirant candidate Japan, former member of parliament for Ascent Central, Dr. Brian Champon, MP for Abatifi, and former minister for agriculture, Dr. Baumia, former vice president, Dr. Yawase Aduchum, former minister for education, and Kwabene Japan, former presidential press secretary and NPP general secretary, were all present at the ceremony. And the pact demands of the aspirants to agree to acknowledge that the process was conducted in line with principles of transparency, fairness, and inclusivity. It also requires them to accept that they were all afforded full and equal opportunities to participate at every stage of the process. Now, by signing the peace pact, the aspirants also pledged to accept the outcome as a valid, authentic, and binding expression of the will of the delegates and the collective decision of the party, while their witness were also made to sign. Well, the aspirants were further asked to commit to diligently and conscientiously work to support the winner of the NPP primaries and in securing a sweeping or working majority in the next parliament of the country. Through the affirmation document, said these. He said that the peace pact would help build sufficient confidence among party members, which will enable them to freely campaign and vote for candidates of their choice. Should inspire the current aspirants to offer their full support to whoever emerges as a party's events. Says that it is inspired that the pact will be taken seriously as a binding act between them, the team of aspirants, and he calls on the party and all of them so that they will respect the outcomes of the elections. It isn't just about people signing a document. It is more like a family meeting where everyone was smiling for the camera. Everyone was smiling, but you could still feel some tensions in the room. On the surface, some say that it looked very calm, very mature, and even statesmanlike. 5 big men, 1 table, 1 document, handshakes, smiles, unity, peace, party first, hugs, handshakes, all of that. All of that was happening. But they say that there is something underneath the calm. I don't know, maybe you do. Plenty of emotions, grudges, quiet mistrust, and a lot of quote-unquote, let's behave ourselves because of the cameras. Wow, eternal blame games, Cam's already throwing subtle jabs. Reporters on radio and social media acting like it's a street fight. When the aspirants walked in yesterday, you could tell this wasn't just a friendly signing. Dr. Baumia, he looked very calm. The front runner, composed, diplomatic, and then presidential. Kennedy, Japan, he was looking alert. Watching everything, analyzing everything, anticipating everything. He does not want anything to go past him. He did not just come to sign and go home. The others, they play the role of we are here for unity, which they were. But also, they had their own interest in mind. Everyone knew the cameras were on, so everyone was comporting himself. Even though everybody was wanted to look the part, there's still something that made yesterday very interesting. Kennedy Japan, he paused. He waited. He spoke. It was not loud, but it was screaming. It was not disrespectful, but it was concerning. Some say that it was deliberate as well. If you're watching the video on Facebook, if you have joined us on Facebook right now, you'd see that while Kennedy Japan was signing the document, he paused, he waited. In fact, as if he was saying that, hold on, this thing we agreed on, why is this part of it missing? A missing clause maybe about voting and collation happening at the same centers. Things may sound technical, but politically, my brother, it is huge. It can take you like rapture if you're not careful. So to Kennedy Japan, it wasn't just a typo, it was a question of trust. Of course, in Ghanaian politics, once trust is not there. So eventually assurances were given, no explosion, no walkout, but the message landed. Everything went as it was expected to go. But whatever message somebody wanted to convey, that message was conveyed successfully. Sixtus Don Ulo is here with me. Sixtus, good morning, good to see you. How are you doing?
God is good.
Nice. What do you have for us this morning?
God is good.
Just come with some energy. Let's see some of the papers and see if there are a few stories we can find in a few of them. The happenings concerning the NPP. You saw the signing of the peace pact yesterday.
Yes.
What did you make of it?
Do you want me to say it honestly?
Yes. Speak with all honesty.
This will amount to nothing. In fact, it is meaningless.
They have signed document yesterday a few hours after.
It's not a document. It's not a paper that you sign.
Of course.
It is how you conduct your campaign. The last 8 days are crucial. Whether we are going to be seeing the last-minute jabs, whether we are going to be seeing and already yesterday or 2 days ago, there were some of the headlines that said, in fact, there was one exciting one. It says, or say Chairman Sabonsulusi School. Is it blast or attacks Kennedy Japan? I'm trying to recall exactly what I read.
One of the headlines?
One of the headlines.
Just after the ceremony?
This was in the afternoon,
okay.
So I don't quite recall.
Okay.
My point is that it is not about signing papers that would commit. It's not a paper that will commit, not the candidates. I'm not even particular about the 5 of them.
Right.
I'm concerned with the utterances, the attitudes, the social media war among supporters. You find people on the Kennedy Ejapong side in a straight-up war with those on the Alaji side.
Right.
Now, some of the things that have been said are so hurtful that merely coming to sit down to sign a piece of paper will not take away the hurt. Especially when you know that the attacks, and I'm not using attacks mildly, the attacks are coming from within. That these are your own people. These are people who should sit around the same table with you. People that would be called upon to, if you like, prosecute the larger interest going beyond the flag-bearer election. These are people that you call brothers in arms. These are people you say you are aligned along the same ideological lines. These are people you say you can trust. You won't trust the NDC man, but you will trust an NPP man merely because the person is an NPP man, debatable as that statement may be. So if this person you call a brother turns around to attack you, says all sorts of hurtful things about you, some have questioned the membership of Alaji. He's not a true NPP member. Obada Ben, he's not qualified to lead us. He's a small boy who was he's an adopted child.
He's a foreigner.
He's a foreigner. To the extent that his wife was forced to come to his defense in the public space. Then you wake up one day and say, come and sign paper that you will accept whatever the outcome is, that you will not allow fights to mar the process. That I'm asking, JFK,
Yes. The General Secretary.
Yes. Prior to this, were there any engagements with the candidates? Did the party council of elders sit down with the candidates to try to iron out the differences? Or they just woke up one morning to come and sign a piece of paper? Did the National Executive Council sit down with the 5 of them and try to tell them, look, we are in this together. This is a common fight. Beyond this, we will need all 5 of us and our respective factions. Please, let's all come together and do this. Otherwise, the larger party interest will suffer. Did that ever happen? Was there any engagement between the party's parliamentary caucus and the 5 candidates, whether individually or all together at the same time, prior to the signing of this piece of paper? Well,
we understand from the executives of the party that they spoke with them before the signing. But for Kwesi Kwarteng, he says that the document should have been given to them before, but they received it right there and then. So there are 2 stories we're hearing on that subject matter.
And what you have said is also different from what I'm saying. Okay, so Kodia will call. Alaji, we are going to sign peace pact between or amongst all of you on Thursday. So we will meet there and we will discuss. We will sign the paper. Or that's the one side.
Yes.
The second thing, which is what I'm talking about, is the party acknowledging that the campaign has been rancorous, it has been chaotic, the infighting has simply been too much. The division is glaring. It's not, we cannot pretend about it. We can't pretend. The infighting has been clear. It's been apparent. So you can't come and say, wake up one morning and say, Alaji, come and sign.
And then that is
and
it.
That is it.
It covers
No.
everything. You are putting a plaster on top.
So executives together with Council of Elders meet them, or if you like, identify a mediator. Let this person sit with them and say that, see, we have insulted each other too much. We have exposed too much. We have given too much ammunition to our enemy, the NDC, through this internal process. All the things that Kennedy said about Alaji. If Alaji wins, can Kennedy come back and take back those words?
That is what Brian also is saying, that, I mean, there's no guarantee supporters of either two of them will support the other.
The other, exactly. Exactly. So it should have been a whole process leading up to the signing of the paper.
Right.
See, I keep calling it paper because that is what it is.
Even
there was no spirit behind that exercise.
Even the day of the signing, even the paper itself had concerns.
Thank you.
The paper itself had, the video of Kennedy Japan.
Yes.
It was very clear that the man was not happy with something.
Exactly.
And apparently it was a clause inside the agreement that did not sit well with him. So did it mean that?
So it means he was seeing it there.
Yes, that is what it means. So Kwesi Kwarteng is a spokesperson of the Kennedy Japan campaign team, and then he clarified the concerns raised by his candidate during the signing of the peace pact. That what happened yesterday. Okay, so during the ceremony, Mr. Japan was observed raising issues with the party officials, prompting questions about his objections. Well, according to Kwesi Kwarteng, the missing provision stated that voting centers would also serve as collation centers where results would be declared. And he added that the aspirants were supposed to receive copies of the peace pact ahead of the signing ceremony so that they can familiarize themselves with its contents. But this did not happen, according to Kwesi Kwarteng. Initially, the expectation was that the organizers would serve the parties with the documents of the peace pact so that they would have read earlier and know the details of the content of it before they came for the event and undertake the ceremony. Unfortunately, we did not get the documents as earlier agreed amongst the parties. So Ken had the first-hand opportunities to go through the document at the venue. And then he explained,
at the venue?
Yes. And then he explained that prior engagement between the aspirants, the Presidential Election Committee and the Electoral Commission had produced a consensus that voting centers would double as collation centers with results declared at those same locations. He added that it was also agreed that any voting center where security was compromised would not be counted, and that this understanding was expected to be captured in the peace pact. Quote, before that, the parties had earlier agreed with the Presidential Election Committee and the Electoral Commission that where the voting centers would also be used as a collation centers and the declarations would also be made there. And so in the event that any mishap or security is compromised, these centers may not be counted. That was what was agreed at the aspirant level, together with the Electoral Commission and the Presidential Election Committee. He further disclosed that following the objection raised by Kennedy Japan, the chairman of the Presidential Election Committee, Joseph Osei-Wusu, acknowledged that the omission was an error and gave a verbal assurance that the clause would be inserted.
What's the clause again?
That the voting centers can serve as collation, will double as collation centers.
And it will be inserted after the
That's
paper
what I'm
has been
asking.
signed.
I mean, you are a lawyer. How do you reconcile these things? The paper has been signed already. This is according to Kwesi Kwate, that the chairman of the committee came to tell Kennedy Japan, and that he said the omission was an error.
And who was the chairman of the committee?
Joe Osei-Wusu.
Yes,
former deputy speaker.
Yes.
He's the chairman of the committee.
Yes.
This is what he came to tell Kennedy Osei-Wusu. That this is what he came to tell Kennedy Japan.
But he himself is a lawyer.
Yes, he is a lawyer.
In fact, he's a senior lawyer.
Doesn't work like, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. Are you able to sign a document, finish it, and then later make insertions? It doesn't work like that.
If a contract allows the parties to, I don't want to use the word amend.
Edit.
You see, it will be dictated by the terms of the contract in itself.
To allow for something like that to be possible.
To allow for, yes. But you don't sign a pact and come back after it has been signed to add or subtract. Will you be doing that in the presence of representatives of the respective parties? Or the chairman will sit in his office and say, okay, because all the candidates already have agreed, let me just take pen and write it inside. What if the wording or the phrasing doesn't also sit well with the candidates?
And then this chairman is a party member. He also has interests. Although he may accept it, agree to it or not, he has somebody he will definitely vote for on that day.
You see?
So what's the guarantee and the levels of confidence in all of this?
When I started, there's a point I wanted to make. The reasons I was giving for the fact that this is just a piece of paper that has been, signatures have been appended to, and doesn't really mean anything.
Right.
To the candidates, at least from the demeanor of the candidates themselves.
Yes.
One of the reasons I was going to give is that the national executive itself, the candidates largely have a problem, apart from Alaji. Kennedy Japan has raised concerns about the apparent support of the parties to Alaji. I think Brian Champong has done the same.
Yes.
Now, you have a referee that is not obviously independent, has shown his biases in the game. You know clearly where the interest of the referee lies. The referee should have taken steps to at least reassure all the parties in this that, look, individually, the fact of the matter is that every single member of the NPP, including the national executives, they all have candidates they are going to vote for.
Right.
They have their preferred choice. You can't take, we always say that even the electoral commissioner votes.
Yes.
But you see, you have the right to vote, or you have the vote. It's not all members of the NPP who have the right to vote in this election. So you have the vote, you hold the vote, but where and how you exercise that vote, owing to your role and responsibility in the party, must not be seen clearly to have been given to one or the other candidate. So, well, it's not too late. It's not too late. We still have 8 days to go. And I keep saying that I want to see a strong NPP. I don't want the NPP to become like my party, the CPP. We cannot have a one-party state.
Right.
We cannot have the NDC in government in perpetuity. Even if the NDC is in government in perpetuity, you need a credible opposition. So those the NDC people who are fighting me for saying we cannot have NDC in power in perpetuity, don't fight yet. even if NDC is in power in perpetuity, you need an opposition that is credible, that has force not just in terms of the voice, but also in the numbers.
Right.
To keep the government in check. So if the party is gradually, the NPP, I mean, is gradually imploding.
Gradually?
Yes.
You think it has not?
No, I don't think it's reached there yet. I think there's a good chance.
Okay.
It will come out of these primaries in one whole piece. Okay. There's a very good chance.
Okay.
And this peace pact was supposed to be a step towards that.
Yeah.
But if the differences from this are not even ironed out properly, if the shirt is ironed and is still looking cramped up like it's just been pulled out of the back and thrown over the shoulders of the wearer, then there would be no difference. So, I mean, within the next 8 days, if the NPP does not open itself up to internal fights and invite the police to take over their processes.
We finished elections. We finished the trade for elections long ago. 8 days, that's the time that they should use to come in.
No, it's possible. It's possible. See, what happens between now and the election and the week immediately after the election, it's crucial. Oh no, Crosby. There's hope. I sincerely, because I believe that there are reasonable voices. I mean, voices of reason in the NPP.
That's different from reasonable voices.
Yeah, that's different from reasonable voices.
Afeyo Markin also spoke yesterday.
That's one of the voices of reason.
Yes. He said opposition is painful and lonely.
Of course.
Yeah. And that's when I was saying that maybe that's the reason why right now when you call NPP people now, they answer the call. Before you call them, they are holding the phone. They'll call you and say, "Oh, I feel you are coming to call me."
Some of them have started sending us messages. I say, "Oh, bro, how? Me, bro. Now I'm bro."
At first, you were a stranger.
Almost every day after the show, we receive messages from some of them. They say, "Oh, but this matter you were discussing, it's a serious matter. Oh. You see, you should look at it this way. You see, these are questions you should be asking. You now know the questions I should be asking. Now you know." It was a song. And now you know. No, but truthfully, opposition is painful. It's lonely. It's poor. Let me add that to the Leonard minority leader's statement. You see, when you're in opposition, all the people who were around you for the fringe benefits, they all scatter. You won't even find them to talk to. All those who would be running around you, Honorable, can we have an interview on this matter? You see, Honorable, this is you rub the person's hand, or the day power changes hands, you stop calling the person. That's for you, the media people.
Also for you, the media. you are a what?
I mean.
Now you know. If you know, you know. You think about us and
now they know. They say that opposition is painful, it's lonely. I mean, your party has been opposition for forever, so I'm sure you're used to loneliness. You're used to loneliness and pain. But you are used to it, are you not?
Nobody can ever be used to poverty, loneliness, opposition. I mean, how do you get used to these things? But you can understand why the minority leader made that statement. I'm sure it was in the context. We don't get the context. It's just the headline you have read.
Of course.
But you see, I started off by saying that even internally within the party, all the people who would have been running around the majority leader then, minority leader now, you see, oh, honorable, you see, this project, you see, you need to help the party people get this project. They all scatter. All the people who come and say, oh, even the members of parliament and potential MPs who call and say, oh, honorable, I am eyeing this seat, and you are one of the people in the party that I think you can help me. If you don't help me, all of those people scatter, they realign. All those who party executives at the constituency level, the zone level, who come and say, and our ward, I think, NDC is ward, I think NPP is zone, I don't remember. They will say, oh, the grassroots, we need some funds for the grassroots. Then they will sit in your office from morning to night, waiting for the money.
It's as well.
All of them will scatter.
You said that opposition is poverty. Well, closely linked to that is the Ghana Statistical Service. So this is a lived reality behind poverty in Ghana. For many people, poverty is not abstract. Okay, for you, dear, you don't really feel poverty. I mean, you're a rich man and all of that. So poverty is not abstract. It shows up in overcrowded rooms, missed meals, children falling behind in school, illnesses without health insurance. The latest multidimensional poverty index from the Ghana Statistical Service, it shows that poverty in Ghana is easing, okay? It is reducing, but it is reducing unevenly. By the third quarter of 2025, the national...
It's always been the case, Anna.
Yes, it is. It is going down, but it does not go down evenly. Let me break it down. So, from the Ghana Statistical Service, this is what they are saying, that this is what poverty means. They are saying that it does not only mean no money. Poverty does not only mean no money. They say that a person is called poor if they are often sick and they cannot go to the hospital.
So they cannot afford healthcare services.
Yes. It was the first determinant, the major determinant, okay? If the person did not go to school or stopped early, it is the second, one of the other determinants of poverty. The third determinant. And then if you live in a house with bad toilet, bad water, or overcrowding, and we're talking about overall living conditions.
What if you don't live in a house?
Then it means your own crowd is worse. And then the last determinant is the no steady work or income. So it is not entirely because you are poor. It is not because you don't have money. It means that when you are sick, you cannot go to hospital. You did not go to school, or you stopped early, or your children cannot go to school, or your children stopped school early, or you live in a house with no water, bad water, overcrowded in the place, and many others. The question about whether or not poverty is going down is this. About 22 out of every 100 people in Ghana, they are now poor. If you take 100 people, 100 Ghanaians, 22 of them are poor people. But this is good news. Do you know why? Because 24 out of 100 were poor before.
So we have brought only 2 out of poverty.
We have left 2. This is the proper breakdown of what the Ghana Statistical Service has said.
So it means that the 22 can afford health services, their living conditions are good, they are educated, and they are employed.
No, it means that the 2 that you have taken out of the 24, they are the ones who can now afford the things.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yes.
Sorry. So the 22, the 2 out of the 24,
yes,
can now afford healthcare services.
Yes.
They live, their conditions are good.
Are better.
You are at least able to afford your daily bread.
Yes.
And you are educated.
Yes,
it doesn't matter the level.
You can go to school.
You go, or you can, or you have gone.
You can go to school. Yes.
But everybody in Ghana can go to school.
Not everybody has the money to go to school. Although it is free. I mean, all of that conversation
yes, that's where I'm headed.
So that is...
That driver is not clear.
So it means that many people are slowly improving their lives. Gradually, we are getting there. Now, where are people
I like
poor?
that one, slowly improving. Oh, God.
How do you people say poco a poco? Small, small. Ichi, nkete, nkete,
It is
kakra,
well.
kakra.
It
How
is
do you say it
well.
in your language? How do you say small, small in your language?
Fin, fin.
Ready. So this is where most of the poor people are living. Like you guessed it right, Sixtus. In the north and in villages. Northern areas, more than half of the people there, they are poor people. This is not me saying, no, this is the Ghana
No,
Statistical
I know,
Service saying.
but it's something I've always contested. I recall some of my engagements with civil society when I was very active with civil society. Auntie Mariada and Beauty, MFA, GII, Ghana Anti-Corruption again, Ghana, GACC, Ghana, Beauty, I'm sorry, Ghana Anti-Corruption
Coalition.
Coalition.
Yes.
Is it coalition or campaign?
I think it's campaign coalition or something. GACC.
CC, yes. You know, there was a whole project on multidimensional poverty.
Okay.
What do you call that one? Equity in wealth and resource distribution. Yes, there was a whole project civil society undertook, and spearheaded by these organizations that I mentioned. I don't know whether CDD was part of that. And the whole idea was that poverty, in bridging the poverty gap, you would have to think more about more equity than equality.
Right, it's true.
That Crosby is already taller than Kunzo. So how do you address the problem in such a way that Crosby does not reduce in height, but Kunzo is augmented to be at par with Crosby? So are you giving Kunzo a stool to stand on so that he can be at the same level with Crosby? Or you are taking you are chipping off Crosby's, if Crosby was wearing heels or shoe, you remove it so that Crosby will come down to the level of Kunzo, which is a no. And I had always argued that, look, if you say poverty is endemic in northern Ghana, and you look at the resource allocation continually does not favor northern Ghana.
So how then do you want to solve
How then do you address that problem with northern Ghana?
So you know the problem is there.
You know the problem is there.
But you don't want to solve the problem. All the time you come and
you
say
are
that the
pretending
problem is
to be
there.
solving the problem. And you are continuing to use the problem to get money from other people. So you continue to use the same people in your poverty campaigns. But actually, when the intervention eventually comes, it does not address the people in whose name the intervention was campaigned for. So it's like telling me that for northern Ghana, you are building toilets. But for southern Ghana, you are building factories. Or you say that in education, the distribution of education facilities. So think about science and science labs in the various senior high schools. That the whole of northern Ghana, the well-equipped science laboratories or science resource centers, as they were called, I don't know what they call them now, were like 5. So how do you bridge the gap?
True. What you're saying is very true. And then big towns like Accra, fewer poor people. And then they also say that village or rural life is harder than the town life, of course. Now, who suffers?
No, I don't agree. Village life is sweet, simple. You can ask Kunzo. Village life is very simple. It's calm.
Yeah.
You eat better. You can be in town eating your shawarma. I'm in my village eating my share fruit or my mangoes. I live longer than you do.
So who suffers the poverty the most?
Oh, but that one is...
People who did not go to school. People who have no job. People who live in villages. People who are not married but living together. And people who do not have health insurance.
See how hard I'm thinking about it.
So which one I think about? They're married, they're not married and living together a bit all.
Let's start from the top. Education, people who did not go to school.
Yes.
Doesn't make... But a lot of our rich people, how many of them went to school?
Okay, so...
You want us to go down this path?
This is a survey, okay? And then we cannot be singling out people or instances on the average. Is this not the reality? You don't think so?
You see,
If you take 10 people, if you take 10 people, the people who went to school of the 10 people, and then those who did not go to school of the 10 people, which of them do you think can exit the poverty bracket easily? Be real. In Ghana.
can exit.
Yes. Can exit, will exit or can exit, the two of them, any of them.
Crosby, I don't want to be too philosophical with
I
this.
think that's what you are doing. I think you're overthinking this.
See, me, I have a degree, first degree. I have a master's. No, I have a first degree in social sciences, a first degree in law. I have a master's. I have a qualifying certificate in law. That's how many, if you like, degrees. 4. Some of my friends who, right after our first degree, they decided to hell with the rest of us.
Yeah. To do work.
Yeah. They are richer than me today.
Okay. I get that. Now, to those of your friends too who you started life with in the village, who did not go to school.
Who didn't continue after JSS.
Yes.
For instance.
Who in fact, who did not go to school at all, or who stopped somewhere, and you have gone past them. If you take that number of friends, and then you compare with those who have become well-to-do, who also stopped school, which of the numbers is more?
Those in the village, those with cattle, they are richer than me.
You're not answering my question. You are not answering my question. What I'm asking you is that...
You see, I'm just trying to... I agree with you. Okay, so
I think
point is...
You're just stressing...
I agree with you. But I'm also trying to underscore the point that education in this country does not necessarily make you...
That is true. We get it.
Exactly.
But when
it doesn't necessarily bring you out of poverty.
But it's true. But when you introduce it in a conversation like this, you are diluting it. You are not making people know that the reality is there. So these are the people who suffer the poverty the most. And then the biggest problems, or what causes the poverty the most? No health insurance, bad toilets, living conditions, the ones we spoke about, poor housing, children not going to school and all of that. Now, Ghana Statistical Service says that government should help people get insurance, improve toilet and houses, help children stay in school, and then create jobs, especially in villages, the one you were talking about. That you cannot decide to be building toilet facilities in the village and then creating factories
in the cities.
In the city, and then you want the poverty levels in the village to stop. It does not happen like that. So that is the problem.
If you want to do a fruit juice factory, don't go and put the farm in the village and put the factory in the city.
Maybe they say that the village, but people are not there to let the factory be put to proper adequate use.
What will uplift the village?
Bringing people to the village. If people come to the village, then the factory will be useful.
Bringing resources to the village.
Yes, it means people will
so
go
if
there.
you put a yam processing factory in Ulu, you think I'll be sitting in Accra? I'm from Ulu. I won't be sitting in Accra.
So that's it about the multidimensional poverty. It is a measure that captures deprivations in health, education, and living conditions and employment. So it fell to 21.9% in the third quarter of 2025. This is down from 23.9% in quarter 1 of 2025. and then 23.1% in quarter 2 of 2025. And it is marking the third consecutive quarterly decline in 2025. So in absolute figures, roughly 7.2 to 7.3 million Ghanaians, they were multidimensionally poor by quarter 3. 7.2 to 7.3 million Ghanaians, multidimensionally poor by quarter 3 in 2025. But that number is good because it is a decline from about 8.2 million in late 2024. So 2024, 8.2 million Ghanaians were multidimensionally poor. Now, in 2025, last year, 7.2 people were multidimensionally poor. So over the 1 year period from quarter 3 2024 to quarter 3 2025, about 950,000 people have moved out of poverty. Okay? 950,000 people have moved out of poverty. I know, Frederick, are you among of the 950,000 people? Maybe. So from quarter...
those are absolute figures.
These are absolute figures. Quarter 3, 2024 to quarter 3, 2025. Within that same period, 950,000 people have moved out of poverty. And then more than 360,000 have exited poverty between quarter 2, 2025 and then quarter 3, 2025. Is this the point that is because Abba and Papa Ba or something? Has Abba and Papa come, sisters? Is that the reason why?
Are you looking for trouble?
And this is just 2025. Quarter 2, quarter 3, 360,000 people. So we go back to the regional disparities. It remains large. Northeast Savannah region recorded poverty rates above 50%. And it is, of course, higher than the national average. Greater Accra Western region, they kept the rate below 20%. Rural poverty was about 31.9% versus 14.2% in urban areas in quarter 3, 2025. So the social and education disparities, households, heads with no formal education, they saw poverty incidences 38.5% compared to 5.7% for those with tertiary education. Unemployment was linked with higher poverty rates, while formal sector employment had much lower rates. So we're talking about some 5% here. We're looking at the main contributors: health deprivations, living conditions, and then expanding national health insurance as a policy strategy or advice from the Ghana Statistical Service. So the summary is that Ghana's multidimensional poverty rate has declined steadily through 2025, reflecting progress in access to services and basic living standards. However, regional, rural, urban, education, and the social inequalities, there remain significant obstacles to equitable and sustained poverty reduction. So this is it from the Ghana Statistical Service. Sisters Dowolo is still here with me. Sisters, let me take your final words on this, and then maybe we'll take a few calls, and then we'll start the conversation in sports.
Few words. Let's focus on resources to rural Ghana. Let's focus on education in rural Ghana. Let's not put the best doctors in Accra and send those we cannot trust to rural Ghana. For those professionals who agree to go to rural Ghana, let us ensure that they don't regret going or accepting postings to rural Ghana. Let's focus more on rural Ghana. Let's put a few of the factories in rural Ghana. Yes, you can have a farm in the village and you can have a factory in the village as well. What you would need would be a good road connecting the village to the city, so that once the factory produces, transportation to the point of sale is not a problem. Let us rethink an even distribution of the wealth, of the resources, so that rural Ghana is not left out. Let me, as part of the voices, let me also say, take this, just quickly read out this message. It says you can sign an agreement or contract subject to amendments. Okay. Yes, we agree on that. In the circumstances, therefore, adherence to the terms of the agreement is not binding until the amendment is made. Well, I go back. So I agree with the first statement, but remember that I said even within inherent in the contract is the fact that, or the pointer, the indicator that so and so clauses are subject to amendment or agreement. We don't need a strong opposition party for now, given the performance of the NDC, the extent of the destruction the NPP inflicted on the economy in Ghana, and what the NPP in opposition is to do.
Okay. Sisters, we have to go. We have to pick a few calls so that sports will come. But Gabi Asarotredako, you know him, right? Yeah, he says that he believes Oforiatta will return to Ghana. He says
but
that
that's not, we all believe Oforiatta. That is not a problem.
he says that he believes he will come. He's a very strong man mentally. So.
Motala, don't you believe Oforiatta will come? Abiam, don't you believe? He will definitely come. The how and the when is the question.
There are people who believe he will not come.
No, he will definitely come. What will he be doing in the US? Oforiatta will definitely come to Ghana.
What makes you very sure?
There are two processes against him.
Yes.
There's an ICE process ongoing. There's an which could result in a deportation.
True.
I don't pray for that. I think it would be too humiliating.
But
there's an extradition process.
So, yes, I get that. People were saying that the ICE process against him, if it gets to deportation, he can go to any other country because he has their passports.
No. When they are deporting you, they deport you straight to your home country. You don't have a choice.
So
when they are deporting you, they deport you.
Normally put you in the plane straight to your home country.
No, they don't just put you in the plane.
What's the determination for the home country?
About where does he come from?
No, that's not you.
Unless at that point, no, he's a Ghanaian, is he not? We are now going to begin contesting his nationality.
No, that is not the conversation. What I'm saying is that I've spoken to people who say that there's no guarantee that even if Kenneth Oforiatta should be deported, the deportation will mean that he will come to Ghana. That is what they are saying. Maybe we'll talk to them.
Okay, what I know.
Okay.
We may have to do further on that. But what I know is that deportation, once a country says that you are an illegal alien in their country, they are taking you straight back to your country of origin where you came from. And in a lot of the cases, they don't just put you in a plane. You are handcuffed with marshals on your left and on your right. And so, given that he's a high-profile person, there may be four of them.
We have to do so. Let's pick a few calls. Mutala, please pardon us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
good morning.
Quickly, your name and where you're calling from. We don't have a lot of time today.
Please, my name is Bright Foreign from Abotokan.
Right, talk to us.
Let me